What's up, everybody? And I am bringing this video to you today from a request from Storm requesting me to do a video on what the Amazing Spider-Man 2 game failed. And this could be a long video, but I narrowed it down to a pretty decent sized list of the biggest things in this game that I had my issues with. And I'd like to share them with you guys. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys will be able to agree with me on pretty much all of these, because in the Spider-Man community for gaming, it's just, oh my gosh, this was the worst game. The Spider-Man from 2000 on like the PS1 is better than this game. Okay, so let's get right into it, guys. The best thing about a Spider-Man game can also be like what breaks it, depending on how it's executed, and that is the web swinging. The web swinging in this game, it was hyped up. Okay, in the trailer they said, oh yeah, your left hand is the left trigger and your right hand is the right trigger. Good concept, but terribly executed. At the fastest speed, it was, you would swing, do a somersault in the air, and that was it. There was no really good animation for swinging fast, as you'll see. Just like that, that's the only animation that you will see for something that it's just when you drop at the pendulum and then you go back up. That's the only way you'll see a swing animation, is if you let go and you're at the top, and then you cast another web line, you go down, and then you let go. And that's the only way to get the good animations where he does the flips, the spins, and it looks really cool. And even when it does do that, the animations are repetitive. In these trailers right now, these are all the ones that are supposed to be hyping up the game, these two first ones, and you can see how they made them, where they just showed specific cool points and cool shots. But when you play this game, it is dull and boring. This web swinging just sucks so bad. Now this is my biggest gripe right here, the open world stealth. Holy shit, the open world stealth in this game was absolutely atrocious. Every single time you did a stealth animation in the open world, if you're on the ground, you pulled them towards you and you punched them in the face and you webbed them up. But if you were, say, on a wall, it'd do the same thing, be the same animation. Or if you're on a lamppost, it was the same thing every single time. There was no other animations for it. The only other time there was animations was during story missions, and then they were actually kind of cool, or if you're doing hideouts. But I mean, I don't count hideouts in the open world, because I mean, it's just, they were just set aside levels. Open world is something that you can do all the time whenever you want. And there were some really cool ones in the story mode, and they just got super lazy. It's like, why couldn't you put those animations in the open world? Because there were some pretty cool looking ones, you know? And it made no sense to not put in those story takedowns. And speaking of the story could have been so much better. And okay, it sounds like a good concept. I mean, it was predictable, but I mean, it was kind of something that I like, besides with the whole movie tie-in. The movie tie-in was just stupid. But other than that, the parts where they went off and they made their own story. Oh, Craven is training Spider-Man, and obviously, you know, Craven is turning on Spider-Man. You gotta fight Craven. Everybody saw that one coming like 3 miles away. But regardless of that, I mean, I enjoyed the story and like talking to Craven. It was pretty cool, and that was one thing that I really enjoyed about this. And one other thing, there's a optional dialogue in this game where it has no effect on the story, which sucks, because that could have been really cool. Like in Web of Shadows, you can go light, you can go dark, you can do, I mean, you know, 2 choices. And I mean, it was cool to be able to talk to the criminals and, you know, walking through the house talking to Aunt May. Okay, that was cool, I'll give them that. But I mean, it was half-assed, just like the rest of this game was. What could have been done is those conversations should have had an effect on the story and how the rest of the, you know, the game went. How you know, like, oh, Spider-Man's choices, like in comics and movies, Spider-Man's choices affect everything. They affect his life. They affect Peter Parker. They affect Spider-Man. It's, you know, everyone has a trade-off, and that's one thing they should have put in this game, but they didn't. And let's get right into this one right here. The voice acting. Oh my gosh, did they find the voice actors for this off Craigslist? Because holy shit, I think I could have done a better job. And oh my gosh, it was terrible. It was terrible. It's just like, sounds like they're just paying these dudes minimum wages. Just read the lines off the page and we'll just edit it out or whatever. We'll edit out your stutters, but that's it. That literally sounds like all that they did for the voice acting for this game. It was so bad. And one more thing, Peter Parker's character model, oh my gosh, that Kevin Bacon looking ass looked like a freaking potato head. I mean, what were they thinking when they were designing? Like, I know these graphics, they were during the time of the 360 and the PS3. This game also released on that, but I'm just saying there was a hell of a lot better games looking than this. Like, for example, AC Black Flag. That game has some beautiful just textures, and the character models, all of them look just pretty much amazing. I have very bad little things to say about that game, but this one, oh my gosh, every single like character model that's not Spider-Man, Kraven, or Black Cat, or the Kingpin looks terrible. That's the only way I can describe this, is terrible. It's half-assed. And the last thing that I have to complain about is the combat. The stealth, I already talked about that. The stealth was bad, but the combat, the hand-to-hand, it was awful. It was awful. The first game felt better, and the reason why the first game felt better is because it felt more brutal. It felt like when you did a counterattack, it felt like you just had that power. But in this one, it just, he feels nimble, and their goal is, you know, oh, he's supposed to be acrobatic, he's supposed to be jumping around and doing stuff. It's no, you mash the button and click dodge until they get a little swirly thing above their head, and you can do, you know, one of 4 finishing moves on them. And I really do not know what they were thinking with that, because it was just so stupid. And I really think what happened with this game is they lost the license, and I think they're like, okay, we'll finish Amazing Spider-Man 1, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is going to be our last game, and then we're losing the license. And after that, it's just like, we're not going to put a whole lot of money into it because, you know, well, it's gone. We're not making any more of these. And what happened with that is they just half-assed it. They put very minimal effort into it. You can tell by how much they cared in the gameplay, the designing, the everything. I mean, it's just, this game, it's like they just pulled a bunch of high school graduates and made this game. In fact, high school graduates could have made a better game than this game. And oh my gosh, it makes me so mad when I see this. And one more thing, actually, that I totally forgot to mention. The hero versus menace system. This set me off every minute I was in the open world. If you weren't doing something to help New York with a fire, taking down snipers, you would get penalized for it. There was no way to just use the crappy swinging system to leisurely swing through the city. There was none of that. And unfortunately, that part really broke the open world immersion for me. It's like the city was dead, you know, and it's, if you're not saving people from fires and if you're not helping New York, it's just, you're going to be known as a menace. There's no way you can just swing. That's one thing you should be able to do in the Spider-Man game. You should just be able to swing and have fun and enjoy it. And that's all. You can't enjoy any of that in this game. You can't enjoy anything. You might be able to enjoy a story mission every here and there, but other than that, there's nothing else to enjoy in this game. Don't buy it. If you played it like me, oh my gosh, I wish I could get the time back that I wasted playing this game. But thank you guys so much for watching, and again, thank you so much for the request from Storm. And if you guys have any more requests from videos that you would like to see from me, leave them in the comments, and I'd love to talk to you guys about this game, what you liked, what you didn't like. and leave in the comments and tell me what you're pumped up for about Spider-Man PS4. So thank you guys, and I'll see all y'all in the next video.